Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday. Welcome. It's Saturday, the 20th of May here, and welcome to the penultimate of the Saturday show with Levy and Horne. I'm your host, Carl Levy. We'll have Douglas on shortly in a bit. He's coming on. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. We'll talk about pretty much with the Champions League this weekend, Champions League semi-finals, with Man City getting to the final, and also with the other Europa Conference League with West Ham getting into that final as well too. And we will be discussing all this stuff with the four big youth players for Liverpool will be leaving, and we'll talk about the EFL playoffs with one of the greatest comebacks ever from Sheffield Wednesday. We'll discuss that more in a bit. We're also going to be talking about the Ivan Toney's ban until the 8-month ban as well. And we'll talk about the next man, who's going to be the next manager of Southampton. This is all going to be done and dusted. Before that, we will go into the fixtures I want to discuss with this as well. We've got fixtures for today's game. A lunchtime kickoff at 12:30 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, G Spurs and Brentford. Man United away at AFC Bournemouth, while Crystal Palace continue their form, good run form away at Fulham. Liverpool at home to Aston Villa. Liverpool want to finish on the high, and also this is the final home games for Naby Keita, Roberto Firmino, James Milner, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Wolves at home to relegation threaten Everton, and also Nottingham Forest away to Arsenal in the evening kickoff. And we've got the playoffs today, the semi-final playoffs today between London lunchtime kickoff between Stockport County and Salford. And then later on at 3 p.m. is Carlisle against Bradford City. And in the Championship group in the Scottish Premiership, we've got Hearts at home to Aberdeen, while Celtic at home to St Mirren. And yes, we're going to discuss a lot of stuff as well too. And we hopefully have Douglas coming on. He's just making a cuppa for himself. In the relegation group, battle Kilmarnock at home to St Johnstone later today. Livingston playing against Dundee United, while Motherwell at home to Ross County, and going into Sunday's games as well. Leeds are trying to battle for their relegation hopes away at West Ham, while Brighton at home to only relegate Southampton, and Man City at home can be champions by tomorrow at home to Chelsea. Let's go with some comments before we go into the rest of the show. Let's see here as well. Good morning, Niall. Yes, and we're good. I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, what a game last night. Yeah, what a game. So that's down in history. We have to agree with that one. And we'll talk about the EFL final. This is the underdogs true story for this fight for the Championship playoff final. Good morning, Chris. Yes, I am well. Thank you very much. Hope you're well too. I know you're probably a bit disappointed after the 1-0 loss at Viper in the first leg. Hopefully hopefully the second leg you will do well today, mate. And you say good morning to everyone. So yes, good morning to everyone indeed. We will kick things off with Doug as well once he makes his cuppa, because we will have got a lot of things to discuss about. But we are nearly to 60 subscribers here on our channel, so please, we're trying to get up to 100 at the end before the summertime, and we really appreciate it for you guys who are following us and listening to us. I really appreciate that as well too. One thing I am going to start off, and I'm going to hopefully get Douglas's view on this one, is actually this huge news happened just the last 48 hours. It has been confirmed by the FA that Brentford striker Ivan Toney has been banned for football for 8 months after he accepted breaking FA betting rules. He admitted breaking 232 betting breaches. He contested against it with a 30, which was upheld because of the fact it was extra charges. He won't be playing back till 2024. He's due back to training at some point in September the 17th. But the FA have decided. But FA are looking to expand their appeal to worldwide. To quite honest with you, so that means he will be looking at not playing worldwide. I don't think he was ever going to do that. But we'll talk more about it in a moment. Doug gets on the channel. I'll see what Chris said. Chris has just come back with his situation with Carlisle. He says not really disappointed. All to be honest, we always had a bad record at Bradford. It's only a 1-0 defeat. We created chances. Anything special. I'm confident we can turn it right. Well, do you know what? You always said, yeah. I looked at your record. It's not been a good record when you go to Valley Parade, but I'm hopeful you will get a good good support at home today, mate, because I know it's going to be huge for your team, for Carlisle to get to the final. So, yeah. But going back into Ivan Toney, situation was, he was very shocked about it, but he admitted the breaching charges, and we have to discuss a lot more as well, and we'll get Doug's view on this as well too when he comes on, makes his cuppa as well. I'll see what Chris said. Chris, you said what said, really like the guy, deserves to take his medicine, needs to take consequence for his action. If Trevor gets bad for it, he should have a slap on the wrist and don't go again. Suppose that. But yes, we have court for suppose that. But pretty much, yeah. And also Brentford will need a striker as well, Chris, to do actually. They need a striker hugely as well too. So yeah, we'll see with that one. Hopefully Doug will come back on shortly as well too. Hopefully we'll get it right as well. But my opinion on this one, I have to say it's not surprising in a way, and at least he admitted to it. He was going to admit to it. He was not going to lie about it, and therefore, he's accepted it as true. How he was, he worked with the FA quite well with that one as well too. And we'll say good morning to Mr. DJH. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Hope you made a good cuppa.
Yeah, I do actually. It's very, very nice.
You're not working today as well, aren't you?
No, I don't work weekends. Obviously, last week was a bit of an exception, but not today. No, definitely not today.
Fair enough. Doug, let's get your opinion on Ivan Toney, who's been banned from football for 8 months after he accepted the breaking the FA betting rules breaches. Not surprised with the 8-month ban, but should this was taking quite a lot longer than really expected, and he accepted the charge. He made it to the 232 charges. He contested against the other 30 charges when it was extended. Would it have a bit of effect on Brentford during the summer, because they're going to need a striker?
Massively, it's going to take a big. He is a very good player, Ivan Toney. I agree with obviously with what the chat's saying. He should be accepting this punishment because it was, 232 charges for betting is absolutely ludicrous. But betting is a really, really dangerous thing to do. And I really hope this sort of starts the campaign to get betting sponsors off football shirts. Let me just say that. I know Daniel Sturridge, when he was in Turkey, he was banned for 6 months. And also when Kieran Trippier was in Spain, he was banned for 4 months. I just think 8 months is... I think he's been let off slightly, because it could have been a lot longer. But when you look at the FA, they think 8 matches is racism, and then betting's 8 months. So what's the difference? Surely racism is much, much far serious than betting is. And yes, without Ivan Toney's goals, Brentford would probably be 19th. If you look at the stats, how many goals has obviously Toney scored? 17. Most of those 17 goals have come against teams that you would expect them to, win. I just think the whole thing could have been done after the season, but obviously it comes into effect, I think, from obviously when he was banned anyway. So he can't even train. He can't even train with Brentford. He's having to train on his own. I just think that's very, very harsh. But he deserves his punishment, and hopefully he'll take it on the chin and say that he admitted he was wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does question, because the FA also are going to have to appeal to FIFA to make it as a worldwide ban. So should have that been ineffective straight away rather than doing another appeal to FIFA?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the FA are wanting it to be worldwide. The 17th of January is when he comes back. So you're saying to a player, you're going to miss 8 months of the season, and he's going to have to keep himself fit. He's going to have to keep himself occupied as well. I don't know if he's even allowed in the stadium.
No,
I don't know about that.
I don't think he is. I think the rules is I don't think he's allowed anywhere near any facilities where it's possible.
Yeah, so he's going to have to make himself get himself fit, get himself ready for obviously this ban as well. But I just think it is very, very harsh to sort of ban him from the stadium, the training ground. Obviously, you can train on his own. That's the thing. But yeah, it's a very sorry state of affairs for Ivan Toney, unfortunately.
Absolutely. He made his England debut just not too long ago, actually, against Ukraine, just a few weeks back as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a long summer for him completely, mate. And you know, I get what Chris Welch say. You know, it's going to be a long first half of next season for Brentford unless it's time to go straight to Tony. And it says also Tony is going to be not much. He does come back. I'm very worried for Brentford, in my opinion. In his opinion, yeah, it's a huge worry with that one. It's going to be a huge worry with that one. Yeah, where do Brentford go? We'll have to see how they do well in the summer transfer window if they can get a striker as good as Tony.
Oh, definitely. It's. I mean, he's a pivotal marksman of Brentford. He's a wonderful footballer, and his record speaks for itself as well. So it's going to be a very, very difficult time of it for Brentford. And you know, Mbeumo's a very, very good player. This is a very, very good player, but they're not Ivan Toney. So they're going to have to get a marksman that knows where the back of the net is, and that ain't easy in this league.
Absolutely, it's not going to be easy in this league. And before we get to other news, I want your help because this is now coming to the last week of the fantasy Premier League, and I've got, let's say, at least 15 minutes, right? And I don't know who I'm going to replace. I'm going to use a wild card, Doug, because I have played it well, safe and well. I want to use this predominant weekend using a wild card for anything. One thing I want to do is I want to keep Haaland. I know Darwin's out now, so yeah. What do you think of my team that I have on here?
I mean, first things first. Who's your keeper? It's Alisson.
I've got Edison and Pope.
Ederson and Pope. That's a pretty good side, I've got to be honest. I'm not sure Rashford will be fit today. I've got to be honest. I think illness is an interesting one. I mean, I've sort of kept him in the team just in case, because you never know with illness. He says 75%, but you never know. For me, Darwin Núñez. I would say get rid. Callum Wilson, maybe.
I would put Callum Wilson in. Yes, I have been considering that one actually, because I was looking at him as well too, because he was probably one of the players I was going to put in, because him and Isaac.
Did you use your triple captain at all?
I did earlier in this season. I think I used it around just after the World Cup. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I put Wilson in. I'm looking at. I keep him Pope. Pope's been terrific. I might look at putting Alisson in, because I think I have been questioning about that. I've been thinking about that as well too. So yeah, I like Alisson with that. It's just Rashford and Trippier is what I'm bit, So
yeah, I don't know, but I mean, if you're going for a Newcastle defender, I mean, you've obviously got Fabian Schär, you've got Botman. I mean, this is your wild card. Yeah, I've not played my wild card actually.
You really haven't? Okay.
No, that's the only one I think I haven't used, and bench boost I haven't used either. So,
right, you're lucky.
So, my team's been doing okay actually.
Okay, fair enough. I might take out Dunk. Well, actually, no, Dunk's not been too bad, but yeah, it's a hard one actually for me. It's really hard because I'm trying to make sure. I'm keeping McAllister in. I might take Dunk out and then put. No, I'm not going to do. I am going to replace Trippier and put one of the other Brighton defenders. Is because I have been thinking about that one for quite a bit actually. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Purpose of Trippier and good pick.
Yeah, I really need this. I need to put more points for this. Alisson is going to go. Will go and go for me instead of Pope this weekend. Rashford.
How much have you got? How much have you got to play with?
11.4. I've done quite well with my budget this season, so it's just.
I mean, City play twice, so maybe get a City player in or something.
I'm looking at either De Bruyne actually. Yeah. I've got
12.2.
Above budget. Let me see who's the other Man City player. Gundogan. One. Yeah. I'll put Inkara Gundogan in because he's always been something. Yeah, he always makes a difference. Gracie, you're absolutely right. Hey man, this has been a perfect season for me. I've been budgeting quite well with the players I've been getting. So I'm keeping TA in. Mings is all right. Moreno's, this probably be my final squad. Actually, this is probably be my final squad, and I'm probably going to be happy.
That's actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
Only thing is, I have noticed you've obviously got like Saka and Odegaard.
Yeah, I know.
We'll obviously I just think the way that Arsenal have been playing recently, I don't know if they're valuable now or anything, but it's entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you.
I would agree. I have been thinking about that as well. I'm not going to lie to you because, yeah, I thought about that. I really did. So, do you know what? I am going to put Salah back in because I do think he's going to finish strong, actually. Yeah, I'm going to put Salah in because I think he's doing all right. And I've got about
5.5 million.
Almiron in. I think Almiron will finish the season on top. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with that, actually. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I agree.
He's your captain.
I'm gonna play the wild card. That's it. I think this is my final team for the next two games. So yeah, I'm happy to do that. Actually, I think I'm satisfied.
Who's your captain?
Haaland, and my last captain is Pope, but I might change it to. I'm going to change it to Alisson actually. So, all right, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wife in the background chatting.
She's watching something, so I don't know. I don't know what she's watching, but I do actually have the door open. Give me 2 ticks. I'm gonna have to close the door.
Fine.
I apologize. I'm watching Waterloo.
Morning.
Waterloo Road, she says.
Right, yeah, I'm happy with the team. I just don't know who I'm going to play today. I think I am going to play.
Well, I would obviously keep the players that have obviously got 2 games. So obviously that's Gundogan, Holland.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep McAllister, Espana Dunk, and Gundogan and Haaland in. So I'm going to keep them in. So I think I'm going to.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I can see Newcastle getting a few goals against Leicester. I've got to be honest.
Yeah. I would agree as well too.
Eze, I think will probably maybe get the net against Fulham, but you never know.
I know, but who do I take out there? Because I'm
yeah. That's the difficulty.
Do you know what I will do? I think if I put Wilson in and take Marina out, I might play 3-4-3.
Okay.
Because that probably worked for me with that one. Yeah. Because I've got Watkins as my captain, but I might put Haaland as my captain actually. Putting Isaac for what? That's probably. Yeah, I was thinking about that one. I've got Wilson in, so I'm happy with that. I am going to put Haaland as my captain and make Alisson as my vice captain, which I already have done. So, yeah, I think I'm happy with this, actually. I think this is a decent, strong lineup because I'm going to get the points that I need with the Brighton and Man City players. So, yeah. I think I'm happy with that, actually. I think I've got the balance right this time. So, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
Thank you. Because where I'm at the moment, I'm 82nd in your league, Doug. I'm 9th in the late Stephen Freakley's channel, 40th in Reagan's channel, and 170th in Ladies in Red. So I've done not too bad this season compared to what I have done in the past. I used to be a bit at the bottom, actually.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Right, let's go to the other news as well, Doug. Liverpool have confirmed that James Milner, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, and plus Roberto Firmino will leave Liverpool at the end of the contracts this season. It's going to be an emotional game for you guys today against Aston Villa, especially with Milner and Firmino, who have been really one of the cult favourites for your team.
Yeah, I've got a top on today for Firmino. Yeah, it's going to be a very emotional day, but we still have a job to do. We still have a job to do to get those 3 points. And I think, if we're being honest, I think top 4 is all but done now. I fully expect United to go to Bournemouth and win today, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Firmino, 8 years. Milner, 8 years. 2 fabulous servants. James Milner was, Jurgen Klopp's first captain in that game at Spurs all those years ago. Yeah, Firmino has been an amazing player. I've never seen anyone with more whiter teeth than he has. But look, I think he's a very good player, and wherever he goes is getting a phenomenal player. But it will be a very emotional day. Yeah, we'll just need to wait and see what will happen. Shame about Ox as well, because I think if we're talking about obviously Ox, I think that 17-18 season when he was in very good form, very good form. I remember his goals against City, and obviously scored against I think Arsenal that season and as well. But just injuries have been a bit of part of his career, unfortunately. But again, whoever gets Ox are getting a very good player. Naby, he's shown glimpses. I think out of the 4 that are leaving, he's probably had the most disappointing time of it. But all 4 players will get a very good reception today, and it'll be saying goodbye to all of them.
Absolutely, Chris. Actually, season best we saw in 2017-18 was probably until that false injury in Roman Chelsea. He's not been the same. Imagine if we did get an injury. Yeah, absolutely. I think he still would have been in the England lineup, mate. To be quite honest with you, if he didn't get that injury, I really do. And it's a shame that he's not gonna.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what, Chris? Do you know what? Thank goodness he joined Liverpool, not Chelsea, because I don't think he would have gone down that Chelsea side. I really don't.
Absolutely, as well. Do you think the Naby Keita's hype was a bit over the top and realised he had some problems since he joined from Leipzig as well? Because Chris has probably made maybe a good point, especially it was hyping him as Kante 2.0, as I recalled it. He just didn't deliver for what the expectations.
Just didn't deliver. Amount of injuries he had as well was off the chart. It really was. So it's a shame, but again, wherever he goes, they're getting a very good player, but just needs to stay injury free. I think he's going back to the Bundesliga. I've got to be honest. I think he will go back to the Bundesliga. So we'll just wait and see.
Do you think he will go back to Leipzig?
I don't know. He might do.
He might do. Done well going back since he went back to Chelsea.
He might get a new lease of life at Leipzig. Especially, I think they're going to be pickpocketed. I think with Szoboszlai. I think Newcastle are in for Szoboszlai. We'll just need to wait and see.
Absolutely. James Milner, this is what Chris said about James Milner as well. He's got more about best future actors in the Premier League, ball winner, fittest player ever seen to do the job. Go through the treasury. Absolutely agree. Sebastian remembers that goal from the Ox. Yeah, it was what a really good goal. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was, no wonder Edison could not. You couldn't keep that one out. You really couldn't. So yeah, and also it says Roberto Firmino another true miss from, I swear, it was essential. Not just goals, it's his link up. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely indeed as well. Oh, yeah, it's going to be interesting how they go through. It's going to be emotional, because it's the last home game. They will have a bit of applause, a bit of a guard of honor. Well, for most of the players, for two of those players, and yeah, hopefully they go into their future endeavors, and hopefully they'll be better. The life goes on, but yeah, it's at the end of the air. Liverpool will have a huge rebuild, and it will do.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like McAllister's very, very close. Apparently, he's said yes, so it's all about the club's agreeing a fee. I think that's a very good start if we get him. Someone who can actually control a midfield as well. So, we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, I think he will go to Serie A for me, though. I can't see him going back, so I think he's more of Serie A, and I think it could be one of those clubs, either AC Milan or, yeah, I think they do. I think that will suit his style.
Well,
actually.
Firmino joined Liverpool when he was 23. He's now 31, so he's had a very, very good career at Liverpool.
Absolutely, indeed. We've got some managerial news that we're expecting now. Relegate Southampton. They are now in the final agreement to get Russell Martin as their next manager from Swansea City. Doug, it's interesting with this one. He's in his final year of his contract at Swansea. Is this a good fit for Southampton to get someone like Russell Martin in?
It's an interesting appointment, I've got to say. I didn't think it was a great choice for Swansea. But you've got to give credit to the guy. If he gets a Southampton job, that's a mad MK Dons. It's had them Swansea, and now it's had them Southampton. So I think Southampton need a big rebuild, and I think he'll be part of that. Obviously, they'll get their parachute payments as well. So it will be very interesting to see what he can do. I've got to be honest. I think you look at what's happening with teams like Cardiff. They're already looking for a new manager because Sabri Lamucci left. I think mutual agreement. It's the Championship is one of the hardest leagues to get out of. And we shall wait and see. But I'm going to say that this might be a stroke of genius for Southampton.
Yeah, we'll see with Chris Russell Martin's football must be really the best thing set aside, because this guy is good now to progress from two further jobs from MK does without achieving anything. Would like a season where I get to feel this like it never lasts a project for more than 1 year. And yeah, it's a good point, because he came to Swansea with a project of trying to get them back into the Premier League. But it's there was some talks that there has not been any good relationship with the way it's been going for Swansea. But maybe Southampton could work. Maybe it does. Maybe it is, because you got those young players who are going to be, most will be going. It's going to be a huge rebuild. I think that might fit his style of try to get them back up at the first attempt.
Maybe, yeah. And again, they'll have the parachute payments as well to help them. So it's going to be very, very interesting time at Southampton. I just think this season they've been very, very poor. And I think a lot of those players will be leaving. I can't see Ward Prowse being in the Championship. I really can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see. We'll all have to talk about one controversial thing is the new Champions League format from 2024 to 25, and I will get up the screen as well, back up as well, because this is interesting. So this is what it's going to be. It will be as a single group of 36 teams. Currently, we have 32 teams split into 8 groups, but it will be 36 single group, 36 teams. Each team will play 8 opponents, 4 matches at home and 4 away, and only the top 8 teams qualify. The teams that finish 9th to 24th will enter a playoff round for the remaining 8. places, and the knockout change is unchanged. It will still be 16 teams as usual, vice versa for quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final. Douglas, it's not been a good reaction by some people, and I'm not going to lie, but can this single Swiss model group is going to really work?
It's a load of absolute tripe. The whole thing. I don't like it at all. Why change something that ain't broke? You know, I don't like it. I really don't like it, and I don't know why. I don't know why UEFA have to change it again. Just leave the Champions League as it is. You know, it's just baffles me.
Absolutely. Explaining the decision behind the new format, UEFA President Alexander Seferin said, UEFA has clearly shown today that we are fully committed to respect to the fundamental values of sport and to defending the key principle of open competition with qualification based on sporting merit, fully in line with the values, solid based European sports model. Today we've concluded an extended consultation with Joseph. We listen to the fans' idea, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you do question about it. But this is it. I'm really pleased that it was a unanimous decision of the executive committee with the European Club Association, European League, and the National Association of all agreeing to the proposal made. No proof that European football is more united than ever. Qualification thus remain purely based on sport performance and dream to participate remain for all clubs. You do have concerns about it. We do have concerns about this. And yes, the Premier League might get more teams in Europe, you know. I don't know what it's going to be like for next season. I think for next season, it might be up to 7 teams from the Premier League getting. So that probably,
I don't like it.
No, I do as well. It just shows it is a European Super League, but light, I would say.
Yeah.
I do have to question it completely, man. We do as well. Doug, let's go into one other thing I wanted to talk about. The EFL playoffs. What a week it's been, hasn't it? It's been a huge, what a week we've had.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, we look at that Sheffield United, that Sheffield Wednesday Peterborough game is going to live long in the memory of everybody. What a comeback that was. And obviously, it's a South Yorkshire affair now between Barnsley and Sheffield Wednesday, and that'll be an interesting one. Actually, that'll be a very interesting one. I'm actually going to say as well that you look at the way the playoffs are going. Obviously, Carlisle against Bradford today. That's a big game as well. And then, yeah, I mean, Coventry against Luton. I mean, that for me is the story of the playoffs so far. Those two teams, where I think were in League Two 5 years ago, and now it's a chance for the Premier League. It's just amazing. And obviously, we all remember that Coventry side in the early sort of noughties. George Burley had a very, very good side there, and I think they got 7th or 8th, and I think he got Manager of the Year. And then obviously it didn't work after that. But going to be a very, very interesting time of it for. Oh no, that was Ipswich actually. That was Ipswich.
It was.
Coventry. I remember the days of obviously Craig Bellamy, Darren Huckerby, maybe even Robbie Keane at some point as well. That would be very interesting if they went up because they haven't had a home for the last 2 years. They've obviously been playing. I know they've got the Rico Arena at the moment, but Luton.
But they have that now for the next 5 years now under the new deal. So, which means there is a lot of. At least they have got a good future now because looks like the Watts rugby team ain't coming back because they're being told by Ashley Gate coming back because you did ruin the pitch for so many reasons. So, yeah.
No, it's fantastic. But the playoffs are what everything is all about, and I am very much looking forward to, the finals that are coming up. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, Barnsley. We'll have the deciding today between Carlisle and Bradford. So we'll see. We will see what happens.
Absolutely. Let's go to other questions from Chris as well. This is why I'm off. for Super ESL promotion. Been wanting you here for taking it down since I was born. And yeah, everyone's got no opinion, and everyone's in, about if you're pro and ESL or ITSL. It depends, and yeah. You tell me it's a lot of bullshit in first majority the champions. I have no words apart from these players. No team's ever turned. They scored a 90 minute to force extra time. Yeah, I know. Quite honestly, I hate to say it was Helen's friends. Let's say Callum Wilson. Let's say my partners, who knows his wife, who went to school together, get the winner. So yeah, it really is. And yeah, I'm gonna be about his sports wallet. As much as all knows, it's miraculous to come back, but also the biggest bottle job. Do you think Peterborough were the biggest bottle jobs ever to let something like that slip?
I've never seen someone come back from 4 goals down before. I mean, it's the comeback of all comebacks, that one. But yes, I can kind of agree. It was. I didn't see that coming, if I'm being honest. 4-0 down from the first leg.
We said it was over. We both of us said it was over. Yeah.
We did. And how many more is that going to happen now? How many of those are going to? That comes around very, 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 very little. So it is a big, big bottle job from Peterborough, I've got to say.
Absolutely, as well, man. It's the biggest bottle. How can someone like you when you're Sir Ferguson's son to let something like that happen? I do not know.
And Fergie time as well.
I know. Bloody hell, man. Seriously, it really is bad. Chris, it's used because Chris that Fergie time fixing that slip. Yeah, it is. When you learn from the grandmaster of Fergie time, yeah, bloody hell. Yep, I agree. Yeah, they do draw that. Yeah, I 100% agree with that one, mate. I really do. It's not a surprise at all as well. Do you know what? Let's go into the Champions League and the rest of the European semi-finals. Man City finally get to the final after destroying Real Madrid 4-0, though. That Real Madrid were never in this game. Man City was on the go.
So it was an absolute cruising in the end. Could have been 5, 6, 7. I mean, if it wasn't for Courtois again, this could have been a cricket score. But City do what City do best, and Bernardo Silva scoring 2 goals. Interesting, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne actually. Did you see that he was?
Yes.
Did you see that he was crying? I think at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did see that. Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So hopefully everything's okay. But we shall see what will happen. But I mean, Man City, Inter Milan. Look, Inter Milan were very, very good against AC Milan, but those are 2 poor sides. This City side is relentless, and it's going to be very, very interesting to say the very, very least.
Absolutely, we will get Sebastian's view hopefully when he comes on shortly as well, because we will talk about the rest of the Europa League as well as the Europa Conference League, and we'll get him on as well. Good morning, Sebastian. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
Good, mate. Good to see you as well.
Actually,
we not too bad ourselves. Go on. Yeah.
2 of my clubs played, or mostly 3: Milan, AIK, and Liverpool. So, yeah, I was watching the European competition this week. I mean, look, I was watching Basel versus Fiorentina, and that was a pretty good game. Obviously, I wanted Basel to win, because I really like that team. This is huge because Basel, they could have gone to the final, the first ever Swiss team to go to the final, and if that happened, it would have been huge because it would have been versus West Ham. So, yeah, Oof. Wow, I'm sorry, City absolutely destroyed Real Madrid. I was kind of angry with it because I don't want City to, win the Champions League. But I think Real Madrid, they were awful on the day, as you saw when Vini talked to Ancelotti. I think I heard something that Vini said, like, "What are we doing? Like, what should we do?" Ancelotti was like doing his, expressions that he does. The meme he does, the emoji. Yeah, but very, very good week of football overall in Europe. Like I enjoyed watching these competitions.
Absolutely. Coming to we're also going to speak about Jose Mourinho. Jose, getting into his another sixth European final after joining 0-0. Like I said, he really cares about these other leagues. He's won the Champions League with both Porto, with Porto and Inter Milan. He's done it at Manchester United in the Europa Conference League. He did it with Roma last season in the Europa Conference League. He's now doing it with Roma again in the Europa League. And this has been a huge season for Italian clubs this season, and especially they're going to go get Sevilla in the final, who are the kings of Europe, Sebastian. Does Jose really have the huge effect of because Sevilla have had a tough season in La Liga this season? Do you think it's Roma's to lose?
First of all, one shot, 20, I think 27 or 28 ball possession, and then it was like 0 or 3 expected goals. Like they got absolutely destroyed in that second leg, and he still came out with a 0-0. That's the Jose Mourinho heritage for you. That's heritage. So we have Jose Mourinho, who has never lost a European final. I think 5 times he has been to the final. And also Sevilla, who has never lost a Europa League final. So
Yeah,
I won't be surprised if this finished 0-0 and goes to penalties. Or if Roma scores first, it's over. I'm sorry, it's over if Roma scores first. Because,
absolutely.
that bus that Mourinho has, he will park it very steady. So, yeah.
Absolutely agree. Well, you say congratulations to West Ham. They got to their first final European final in more than 3-4 decades. Sebastian, they will play against Fiorentina in the final as well. This is going to be good for both sides, especially West Ham. Would this keep David Moyes in his job long this summer? Because we know there's been a lot of talks going on about his future, but he's done well to get this team to the final after what happened last season in the Europa Conference League. They got the Europa League. Sorry, they lost in the semi-final to Frankfurt. Would this be a successful for West Ham fans? Especially moving to the London Stadium, would they had to take time to settle down and so forth? Do you think it's going to be huge for West Ham?
Yeah, looking at the table, they are staying up because next game they won't lose tomorrow versus Leeds. I'm pretty sure.
Don't talk to me about that.
Unless West Ham does something mad and rest, but the game against AZ, like they played really well. Obviously AZ, they had Jesper Karlsson did not play. Yeah, he played, but he wasn't that good. Obviously the left back Kirkis, like I could see that the AZ had a good team, but they did not have enough. And I think West Ham now go to the final. That I don't know if they will rest some players in the league. I don't know. Probably not, because they have like 6 or 7 days rest before the Conference League final. I think this is huge for West Ham and also Fiorentina. So it will be interesting to see the list. Because I love the Conference League, man. The stories, all the crazy things happening in that competition. Obviously, I like kind of Conference League is more like entertainment, like the stories. Champions League is most likely the big game, and the Europa
Yeah.
League is, the likes of Sevilla, Roma, these clubs. And I think looking at that final, Conference League final, I think that's much harder to predict than those other two competitions. I think Moyes will stay. Like, you gotta stay with a manager if you believe in him, especially if he wins the Conference League. Like, if he wins the Conference League, I think that would be very, very interesting to see how they approach it, because there will be more money to the club if they win. And obviously, I don't know how they will spend, not sure, but it it's a key. That's the biggest moment for West Ham, that Conference League final. So it is it's gonna be interesting though. I can't wait for the three finals. Just to, I think it's next week, if I'm not mistaken. Or
I think it might be. I think it's next week. I think it's either the week after, actually, because once the fixtures are done, particularly much from the Premier League. I'm just gonna have a look here about that one. I think it's the week after. It'll be on Wednesday. On Wednesday the 31st, we'll have Sevilla against Roma, which is going to be on that day. And I think also we'll just look at when the Europa Conference League is going to be, because we know Saturday will be the FA Cup final between Man City and Man United. So it'll probably be on the following Wednesday on the some point in June, which is the Europa Conference final on the 7th, and then the 10th will be the Champions League final. So it is all to play for with that one. It really is. Yeah. Thank you, Doug. And we'll see that one. 30th of May, which will be the Europa Conference League. 7th of June will be the Europa Conference League, and then 10th of June, the Champions League final. So, it's absolutely an interesting point with those finals in this place after. But do you think it's been a huge season for the Italian teams, because especially of how they've had, it's been a mixed season, especially what's going on with at Juventus with the match fixing situation, not the match fixing situation, but the transfer, with the financial situation, they get their points back. Napoli winning the league. Does all that overshine what they've done in the Italian Football League, or does it still have its issues, Serie A, because of what's been going on the last 12 months or so, particularly what's going on at Juventus, getting the points to then reinstated as well, because, it's not, because like I said, there's always been questions about the financial side of things in Italy.
Yeah, obviously, my Serie A team is AC Milan, but I'm probably gonna speak first about Juventus. Like, their season has been up and down, like 15 points deduction. They went down to like 9th or something like that. 7th, I believe, the last time. And then obviously they got the points back, which I think, in my opinion, that's just keep the points 15, please. Obviously, Juventus being in the Champions League, obviously, they went down to Europa League, which they played against. Who did they play first? Was it Nantes or something?
It was Nantes. They played Nantes, and then I think they went to Sport. It was either Sport in Lisbon.
Oh yeah,
as well. So it's just
it was Nantes, Freiburg, and then Sporting,
and then they lost to Sevilla in the semi-final, who are very much the king. Like I said, the kings of Europe the last 2 decades. So and I think I can't see Allegri keeping his job beyond the season. I really can't.
But that's the problem. I think if they sack Allegri, they have to like 15 mil to sack him, and I don't see them doing it. But if they do, they probably will bring in Zidane, and that's scary, especially for the Serie A now. That I will talk about Napoli. That Spalletti is actually probably gonna leave. He's gonna most likely leave because of he had an argument or so with the owner Laurentis. So I don't know what Napoli is gonna do. Obviously, losing Osimhen, I think they will. Kimi J, obviously.
Yeah.
Napoli, they have a really good season. Also going to the quarterfinals in Champions League. Losing to AC Milan. So Napoli, they absolutely destroyed the Serie A. And looking at their team, they should have probably gone to the semifinals of the Champions League, but I think
absolutely.
they were the best.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? I do agree with that, and I think Napoli could have an interesting season because in the summer because you've got players that are going to be linked with so much huge move, and especially with Spalletti. Do you think because what's going on at PSG? Do you think that the Qataris are looking at him at the moment because of what's been going on with Christophe Gaultier with the allegations of the racist allegations so far? Do you think now that especially that team needs a huge rebuild and a huge clear out?
To be fair, I think I don't think Spalletti should go to PSG because I think that's again not too big of a step, but looking at his teams that he has coached, Inter, Roma, Zenit, Udinese, Venezia. Like I think he's a very good coach, but I don't think he's PSG material, and I think PSG will go for Mourinho. I think that's especially Campos, the director. I think he will go for Mourinho, but I think Napoli would at least lose one of them, or even two of them, between Kivica, Osimhen, and Kimi J. And obviously, looking at Roma season, they are right now sixth, 2 points behind Milan. Roma has been, it's typical Jose Mourinho, playing 0-0, parking the bus. But I think they have been quite well this season, beating Feyenoord, beating Leverkusen. Who else? They have been good in this Europa League. They beat Sociedad, who play United in the group stage. They beaten Juventus, but losing against Inter, AC Milan. Talking about Inter, obviously their rival, which I absolutely despise. But hopefully they save football and beat City. But
listen, everyone can hope with that one, but we all know this was always going to be Man City's time the last 2 or 3 years at the latest because they beat, and and like I said, they got Haaland in who had so many chances to score on Wednesday night. But I agree with you. Everyone would like to see it Inter win, to save football, but that City's just is going to come out strong like they have been. How they did against Real Madrid on Wednesday.
I think since in March, April, at the start of March to start of April, Inter they were not that good, but they have been cooking with winning 6-0, winning 2-0 against Roma, 2-0 against AC, winning 1-0. Like obviously, I don't like them, but they have been excellent with Lautaro Martinez, Lukaku. I don't believe I say Lukaku because I don't believe in how good he has been. Because this guy comes from a World Cup where he missed like 5 chances, I believe, versus Croatia, and then he goes and performs like this. Like, do I believe in it? No. Do I think it's real? Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
If Lukaku wins the Champions League, Oof. I don't know if I probably will believe that because I will probably see a lot of pictures him holding the Champions League. Um, but Inter, they have a really good team. Um,
They do.
Barella, Onana, very good keeper. Hopefully he doesn't go to United because probably they have Dumfries who kept Leao out for
Yeah.
the second leg, which Barella, Jaco, very underrated player.
Yeah,
Let's see if he
true.
haunts. Let's see if he haunts Manchester City because I believe he can do it. I think he can score for them. Um, to think this, Lautaro Martinez can win the World Cup and Champions League the same season.
Yeah.
If he does it, I won't take back everything I said about him being crap. He's so bad. And oh, please, Lautaro Martinez, please.
Sebastian, I will hold you onto account. We will hold you onto account with that one as well. We'll hold you account with that one. You know, mate, really appreciate you joining us for the European round. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us. And listen, we'll catch up at some point because we are got the final. We got the final show of the season of the Saturday show. So we'll hopefully see you next week. But I'll let you go on anyway because we've got some other things to discuss. But take care, mate. Have a good weekend. Thank you very much, Sebastian. We appreciate that. And hopefully we'll have Doug get back on shortly as well. The other things we was going to talk about as well is one thing is today's back pages. So we are going to do today's back pages and get some news in the transfer news as well. What's been going on as well. So I'll just give you a second. I will get that all up because I have been just to make sure I get the screens up. So let's just get the share screen and go to the Chrome. Yes, and just do this. So let's start off with this. We are hearing that hearing in the football transfer that Manchester United, an England defender, Harry Maguire could move to West Ham or Spurs within a 30-out affair with Eric Ten Hag. That is reported in the football transfers. We are looking at here on the standard TV player by standard that the agent of Interman go to Andre Onana says the former Cameroon that's happening in Italy, interest in Chelsea. We are here because of the situation is what's going on as well with Edouard Mendy. He's like his contract is not like it's going to be extended. It's been rejected. I hope so. It's not. He's just sorted out. His phone had to be updated, so we hope to get Mr. Horne back on shortly as well. We'll also hear from Sky Sports that Tottenham are the leading contenders to land final boss Arne Slot as a new manager. Which is Dutch theory that he wants to move to England. That's going to be a huge one because he was linked with Leeds in January after Jesse Marsch was sacked. It looks like he's going to Spurs is more his favourite option, and finally I'm fearing that he might be joining them as well. We'll see. See here as well. In the Daily Mail, we're hearing that Jack Butland who's on loan at Manchester United for Christmas is close to agreed to move to Rangers this summer after this. Gary, we have here that with the Rangers are going to rebuild in the summer as well, and also Phil Jones has been confirmed that he will be leaving Manchester United. He's going to take some time to work his next move as well. Fabrizio Romano has reported that Lucas Moura is assessing his options after deciding to leave Spurs with close with Saudi Arabia, MLS, and Serie A approach the 30-year-old striker. And David Moyes West Ham will allow manager David Moyes to decide his own future if he leads them to glory in the Europa Conference League as well. And yeah, Chris, it's a typical appointment as well for him. We're getting a nice sort of pillow voice in the dressing room. Yeah, so it's interesting that we see on this one. We're in the Daily Mail that the PSG are setting up their attempts to lure Jose Mourinho from Roma with the players close to the Italian club to keep the players close to the who will depart the Italian club this summer. And also looking here that we are Bayern Munich have backed out a move for 25-year-old Ajax midfielder Edison Alvarez, who could then move to Borussia Dortmund. And also, 90 Minutes have reported that Joshua McKinney is believed to be considering his future with Bayern, who have no intention of selling the 28-year-old. He's in the articles from the Mirror. Pep, the party pooper. Pep is 66 as can't celebrate if they win the title this weekend because they have a trouble to think about. think about as well. Going here, eyes on the prize from the Daily Express Sport. Pets want to finish the job, but no party. And also one big weekend from the Daily Star as well, with all the teams for the battle for the title, the top 4 flight, and the scrap to stay up as well. Yeah, and also the article, and also the allegation after what happened in this is in the Daily Mail that West Ham fans could have died. UEFA accused of putting life at risk after Doug's films run right to West Ham players, family, and friends who were at the game as well. And in the I newspaper, Lampard confirmed that Lampard said that I told Chelsea to sign Haaland. He reveals that he scouted the striker in 2019. So interesting with all that stuff from today's articles as well. We are going to hear about the team news shortly from pretty much from today, from the lunchtime kickoff between Spurs and Brentford. We should have it. So we have got confirmed the lineups as well. So Doug, I know you've been hearing about the gossip news. Anything was interest to you, but Pep being the party pooper, not letting City celebrate if they win the Premier League this weekend?
Typical Pep. It doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. Yeah, they have a treble to go for, so I think they will probably get it now. I think. I mean, you would expect a very difficult game against Manchester United in the cup final, but I've got to be honest. I think it will be a straightforward win for them. If I'm being honest.
Absolutely. Arne Slot being linked with the move to Spurs. The final of a theory, and Chris just said that's a typical point to get nice soft little voice. What do you think of that of Arne Slot? He was linked with Leeds early in January, but Spurs is good. Has been linked. He looked like he's going to be leaving Feyenoord.
He's a good manager. I've heard a lot about Arne Slot, and I think as well it's a very Levy-esque sort of signing. Someone who he wanted a younger manager anyway. So I think if he comes in, keep Ryan Mason, because I think you need someone of Spurs ilk in there to be a good number 2. So I think it'd be a good one to have an eye on. But for me, I think it will be a very interesting appointment, because we'll see what will happen and what players he'll be able to get in. Will he be backed? That's another thing.
Absolutely, indeed. We just got some team news from the lunchtime kickoff. Spurs make 4 changes after Saturday defeat to Aston Villa. Christian Romero and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are not in the squad with injuries, so David Sanchez and Yves Bassoon comes in. Pedro Porro has been replaced by Andrew Danjuma, while Dylan Kuleski is back in for Richarlison. Both Diane and Tangana are both in the squad in substitutes and in for minor injuries. One change for Brentford. Michael Damsgaard drops to the bench, replaced by Frank Onyena. We know that Everton is not in the squad, so it'll be Foster, Skip, Sanchez, Son, Kane, Rayo, Danjuma, Kuleski, Davis, Lang, and Basuma starting for Brentford. We know this is David Raya, who might be leaving this summer. He's in the squad in the starting level with Hickey, Henry, Pinnock, Jensen, Schade, Wisser, Oneka, Mebel, and Yane. So that is the team news for both Spurs and Brentford. Conte will set things on fire. So, Doug, we nearly come to the end of the show. Let's go through our predictions for this weekend. I know you've already said about a few things about what I said on your comment this morning about Leeds and Leicester will go down, but we'll talk about them in a bit. Let's go with the lunchtime kickoff between Spurs against Brentford.
Yeah, I think if this is at Brentford, I think I'd give Brentford more of an opportunity. But as it's at Tottenham, I'll give them a win. I'll go 2-1.
I'll say 1-0 to Spurs as well. Actually, I think losing Tony's just a huge factor. It's changed quite a lot. So yeah, Bournemouth at home to Manchester United.
I really want Bournemouth to do it. I can't see it though. 2-0 Man United.
Even though I despise them down in 62, just like you do. I have no choice. I probably have to go for a 2-1 Manchester United win. I hate to say it, I really do. And then Chris is going for 2 in the top 4 over. Fulham at home to Crystal Palace.
This would be a good game, actually. I fully expect. I expect a couple of goals here. I'm going to go. 2-1 Fulham.
3-2 Fulham.
Mm.
It's a mouth-watering game with this one. Liverpool at home to Aston Villa.
Klopp's not in the dugout, but I fully expect us to get the job done today. I'm going to go. This is what I hope happens. 3-0 Liverpool and a Bobby goal at the top end. I think that would be a very, very good way to end his Anfield career.
I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool. Everton away to Wolves.
2-1 the Ev.
God, I knew you would say that. I knew you say this because you beat you, and I think because you said it in the group chat with both the Andrews, and I thought, I'm gonna say 2-0. I'm gonna say 2-0 to the Wolves. I need Wolves to do something for us. I really do. God, Chris is going for 2-1 to Everton as well. Nottingham Forest in the even kickoff at home to Arsenal.
I think if this is in the FA Cup, Nottingham Forest would have Arsenal's number.
Yeah.
It's a tough place to go to on a Saturday evening. The City Ground, it always is a tough place to go to. I think Arsenal have ran out of steam. I think they've ran out of ideas. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, I think Chris has gone for that as well too. Sunday's kickoff, West Ham against Leeds.
I'm really sorry.
I know stop apologising because I have to live with you lot guys in Edinburgh. So just get out of my misery, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think this is the weekend that the relegation gets decided. I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham.
Actually, I probably want to join you with that one as well. I'm going to say 2-1 to Leeds. No, 2-0. 2-0 because I need to go to this swing in our favour. Arsenal had a dog truce. Yeah.
I saw that. That was mental.
That is mental, man. Seriously. Brighton home to relegate Southampton.
4-0 Brighton.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that as well, too, actually. Find full house. Man City against Chelsea. I'm going to say City 3-0 champions.
5-0.
Wow. And then Monday's kickoff, Newcastle against Leicester City.
5-0 Newcastle.
4-0. And Leicester's relegated. Do you know what we will do as well? We will do the midweek fixtures, like the remaining midweek fixtures. Let's start off Brighton against Man City.
I think this will be our goal fest. I'm going to go 3-2 Manchester City.
4-2 Man City, I'm going to go. And then Manchester United against Chelsea on Thursday.
The last 6 games have been draws. But this is Frank Lampard. 1-0 to United.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Manchester United. And today, and man, 45-0 Newcastle.
Oh dear.
And Chris has gone for 2-1 for Man City, 2-1 to Brighton actually. To Manchester United 2-0. You go Manchester United 2-0 to Chelsea. Yeah, well, do you know what? It's going to be interesting next Saturday when it's the final Saturday show for this season as well, because we'll have to go. Oh my God, yeah. I don't know what it's going to be like because I might have to do a live watch along with either Chris. Oh my God, yeah. I don't know, man. And yeah, this is going to be weird. It's going to be a weird weekend for me next weekend, man.
I know, it will be.
Listen, do you know what I said, right? That poster's going to come down. And I already said that if it happens, it happens, right? So, yeah.
All you need to do is basically win and then see what happens in the other games. But I've just got a feeling that it will be decided this week. But I'd like to see some drama next week. I really would.
I do as well, but if the drama's done by this weekend, it's just no point.
Aye, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. We've got the League Two player final next Sunday.
That must be why the Premier League's kicking off at 4:30 then.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
it makes a lot of good sense, actually. I can see why as well. Doug, this is the end of the show, mate. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say with this one. Listen, I just want us to stay up. That's all I care about. I want us to stay up. I don't know what someone was talking about, the AI shit. I don't know about that one, but
Yeah.
Niles put
100 mil. That will only happen if you score so many own goals.
That's true. It has to be like the American Samoa when they lost 1-0 to Australia. It has to be something, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not happening.
Absolutely. Doug, you've been a tremendous player. As usual. Thank you very much. Chris, I know you're going to be excited and nervous. Are you going to the game today? If you do, have a good game. I know it's going to be nervous, but yeah, I think you could do well against Bradford. Like I said, you said Bradford's record at your ground is not their best. So hopefully good luck to you, mate, and see who you get in the League Two player final. It's either Stockport or Salford. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, 1-0. I have full faith in the smileless twats.
I'll leave you with this. Dementor 1, I hate my job. Dementor 2, I know it's soul destroying. Dementor 1, Dementor 2, Azkabanta.
Oh my god. Douglas, as usual, thank you very much. I will see you for the final show next Saturday. We'll have to get some guests for the final Saturday show. And we'll try and see you in the pitch as well too, but we will do.
No, thank you, and as always, it is a pleasure, and we'll look forward to the final one next Saturday.
Absolutely. If you do miss the show, you can watch us straight after this. You can watch us again. We'll put this on podcast later on today, as well as the last week's show if you missed it as well on all our podcast streaming services. I'm hopefully going to be back doing a Premier League review, depending on my training, because I'm with my training. So we'll see. I'll be busy training to be a vice worker, so I'll be busy doing courses and stuff. But that's it. That is the end of the show this week. But I will hopefully do some recording next week when I've got the time. If not, I will see you guys next Saturday at 10:30 with myself and Doug. We'll try to get some guests as well too for the final show of the season. But take it for now. I'm going to head off and have a good day, and Doug as well too. We'll see us again next week. Take it for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.